Deer hunters in Riceboro, Georgia, found the torso of a nude, headless woman deep in the woods of a local hunting club. This was months before the victim, Mindi Kassotis, was identified by her husband, Nicholas Kassotis, and he is the one that's facing multiple charges, including malice murder for the dismembered wife murder trial. That's what we're calling it.
All right, Court TV legal correspondent Kelly Craft joining us live in studio with all the details that's happening there in South Georgia, this murder mystery. Kelly, get us caught up on this one.
Well, hi there, Matt and Julia. So this case, it begins in Liberty County. So this is about an hour south of Savannah, Georgia. Now, hunters who were looking for a deer that had run off after being shot discovered the remains of a headless woman. Her legs also were missing. As deputies searched the property, they found the victim's remains scattered within a 3 to 4 mile radius across 3 counties. The injuries were described as sharp force injuries to the head and abdomen, likely inflicted by a knife.
Kelly, really shocking details, especially in light of what we're watching right now with the Shade Robinson and the sentencing of Maxwell Anderson. But tell us how the investigators actually figured out who this victim was if you had only the torso that was located.
So the Georgia Bureau of Investigations created 2 composite sketches of the woman that was found in the woods, and then they described her as being an unidentified white female that they believed had been left there sometime in mid-November 2022. The victim had no scars, marks, or tattoos, but she did have a single tooth implant, maybe a crown, and that was located in her upper right jaw. They also found some clothing nearby, and at some point, police did get a DNA sample from Mindi's family, and that provided the match and positive identification. So investigators then announced on May 11th that the unidentified female was Mindi Kassotis, and her husband, Nicholas, was arrested the next day. This was in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. At this point, we don't know why he was there, but he was extradited back to Georgia. He was granted a $5 million bond that he has not been able to raise, so he has been in custody since his arrest.
Wow, horrific details on this one. Kelly, thank you so much. I know you're going to be staying on top of it for us. What do we know about Mindi and Nick, their relationship? What can you share?
You know, Matt, that's a good question, because when we cover these cases, we like to delve into the background and try to figure out the whole family dynamic. So what we know about Mindi is that she was 40 years old. She was Nicholas's second wife, and according to their wedding announcement, they married in 2016, and they got married in Leesburg, Virginia. She was a writer, also a businesswoman, and they were living in Savannah when she was killed. Nicholas Kassotis' attorney with the judge, Nicholas Kassotis was an attorney. So this man was an attorney. He was a JAG attorney, so for the Navy, so the Judge Advocate General Corps. He also wrote under the pen name Nicholas Killian James Stark. And prosecutors say that Kassotis owed his first wife, Heather Thomas, a $1.5 million judgment after their divorce. And they want Thomas to testify for the state as part of their case against him. His defense attorney was in court last week arguing against that. But according to local station WJCL, it sounds like the judge is considering allowing her to testify. So her testimony will be quite compelling, I'm sure. And prosecutors are also trying to introduce evidence of Kassotis remarrying just weeks after Mindi was killed, and of buying some items for personal protection when you're engaging in activities. And also he bought some Old Spice at Target. Jury selection is set to begin on Monday in the dismembered wife murder trial.